Obviously here with Billy Murray, producer and former actor, or obviously still an actor.
Just finished the film, yes.
Absolutely. So we're here to talk about your upcoming projects, really, and that sort of stuff. So we're here in Peacock Film Studios, which is a new facility in East London. Talk to us.
I don't think anyone's opened a film studios in the East End of London. There is one in Leytonstone, but it's about half the size of this, as far as I know. But this is the first time people have, like us, have opened their own studio.
Okay, so what's the plan with the place? Obviously, I've had a bit of a walk round. It looks very impressive.
The plan for this studio was to invite people in to make films, make their sets here, leave them here, store them here, etc., that sort of thing. We have an editing suite, they can edit here as well. But because of the fact that we're making so many films, we've not allowed anyone else in yet. Occasionally people come in to do a day's shoot or something like that, where we can just about fit them in. But we're kind of inundated with our own stuff.
Excellent. And so obviously you're here with Jonathan Southcott. How did you two meet?
Oh, we met about 10 years ago. I think he just come down and sat on the table and we got talking, and we've been making films ever since.
Fantastic. And you obviously, you're probably best known for your roles on the bill in Eastenders as Johnny Allen. But since you've sort of gone away from that a little bit, you've done 25 films, I see, on the as your credits as a producer. So, what is that something you've always had that sort of hunger for?
Well, it's kind of I kind of just fell into it, you know. People just asked me to be to help with this film or help with that film, and I do, and it's kind of straightforward. It's common sense. It's not brain surgery, and it's. Jonathan's the real producer, if you like. I'm there to back him up.
Okay, excellent. And obviously you've worked on possibly hundreds of productions over your time and with hundreds of directors. Is that something you'd want to have a look at doing?
What, directing?
Yeah.
I kind of, when I'm doing something in a film, I kind of chip in. I think I annoy people. You know, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do it that way? And we usually do, and it usually turns out a little bit better. But no, the first thing I look for in a script is days off, and you don't get any days off as a director.
Excellent. And obviously, you're again, another one of your former roles was in a film called McVicar back in the late 70s.
Yeah, that's still going strong, isn't it?
Yeah, what are your memories of that? It's obviously a classic.
It is a classic. My memories of that is meeting up again with Roger Daltrey, who played McVicar. We've stayed friends ever since. Bill Kirbishley, who produced it, grew up round here in Canning Town, and he was my best friend from the age of, say, 15 right the way through.
Fantastic. And going back to the Peacock, because obviously it's quite a big facility, which I'm really surprised at.
This facility, because the Peacock owns this, it owns the gymnasium, it owns Concordia House, it owns all the area around here. And this was just lying derelict. It was derelict. I mean, I've got photographs of this place, and just as we signed and took it over, a load of people broke in and they had a rave here, and it took us 6 weeks to repair the rave. This didn't have a ceiling, they pulled the ceiling down, everything. Everywhere in the whole place it was wrecked. All scrawls on the wall. Look, even the door over there you can see this. Yeah. You can't get them off, they burnt those in. Yeah. So we put posters over it. Yeah.
Fantastic. So there's a few films on the way. So you're going to be back on the screen in a film called We Still Steal the Old Way.
Well, we made one before that called We Still Kill the Old Way. Yep. And we followed on from that with the same or very similar cast. We Still Steal the Old Way.
And what's the plot of that? I've heard rumblings it's a bit like the Hatton Garden thief, the heist, or...
It is a little bit like that, but not really. It's based around a prison. The whole thing's based around a prison. And the heroes are captured and put into prison, but on remand. For reasons that I won't divulge because it will spoil the film. And in that prison, they come across me, who is an old acquaintance, and I play probably the most evil person on the planet. I mean, I really am not very nice. and it's really quite good fun to do it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Excellent. And we've also got Bonded by Blood 2, which is obviously a sequel to Bonded by Blood. What can you tell us about that?
It's again with Terry Stone, who's pretty good in it. I've got to say that. Very good in it. In fact, Terry. It just follows on from Bonded by Blood. There's a whole genre out there that people keep making. If something works, someone will put a stall up next to it and do exactly the same thing for the next movie, that sort of thing. But Bonded by Blood 2 is not just like that. It does follow on properly from the people, with the people that made Bonded by Blood, the original.
And when do we get to see that?
Probably later this year, Christmassy. Christmas is a good time to put out DVDs and stuff like that and release things.
Great stuff. Always like a little bit of an exclusive. So what's further afield? Can you tell me anything? Jonathan's not here, so...
No, I can't. There is something really, really exciting, but once you've interviewed Jonathan, if he tells you, I'll enlarge on it.
Okay.
Did you know that I do a game called Call of Duty?
Yes, I did. Yes.
I'm the voice of
I
Captain
did see
Price
that,
on
yeah. So is that an ongoing thing? Because they're
It was
huge.
ongoing until I spoke to someone on a plane, like I'm talking to you now, and I didn't realise he was the editor of Games Are Us or something like that, and it was an off-the-cuff thing, and we'd had a drink, and I said that I was off to America, going to be doing the new Call of Duty, and he unfortunately advertised it, if you like, in his journal and his book, magazine. And because of that, they didn't make the next Call of Duty.
Oh, right.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Nailed it. Well, I love the games.
Great game.
Yeah, it's good to see that.
I'm Captain Price, probably the most famous voice character there is at the moment.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again. All the best.
Thanks again.
Cheers.
Take care.
Cheers.